Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I've got a new mold from Temu. I'm going to try and use my foam clay in it again. So, because this is part of the set that I'm doing. So I'm going to just grab my clay out. Just got my clay there, and that's my clay. Now, it is way deeper in this side, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this side yet, so I'm going to that is clean. I've cleaned it with isopropyl, so I'm just working out whether I do a couple of sections to put my flowers in and make it look a little bit different, or whether I just do the one. Now, I'm not sure whether to poke that down there or not. Poke it down, because I do want the different sections, but I'm not sure whether I want it in that. So, because I don't know how deep I'm going to pour this, because I'm thinking I might put a bit of Tecaru's crude gold in the wings just to define the little wings and things, and then I'm going to pour some clear in it, and then I'm going to put the polyurethane in. So I'm not sure how I'm going to work that unless I do that and just use that as a barrier for the time being, which might not be a bad idea. So if I put a bit of that in there and use that as a barrier till I work out what I'm doing with it, and then I'll put it in the other side, pop that in there, and make sure that that is in right, so that it's not going to ruin the shape of the butterfly. There we go. Pop that in, stick that to the sides. There you go, make that a bit rounded. Pull that in a little bit, because these molds sometimes when they come to Temu, because I got about 5-6 molds, they all shove them in the bag and then they go a bit out of shape. So this one I'm going to have to top coat with a clear coat, because I know when I put resin in there it's going to bow. So I might have to make myself up a template of one of these when I've made one, and make another resin one. So I'm just going to get a little bit more clay and work out how I'm going to do this. Whether I come across like that and come across near the butterfly as well. Not way too much clay at the minute, but just work out where I'm going. I want it to be like it's just sort of flowed in between each other. Not really, actually that's not going to be too bad. Think like that, so that I'm going to have maybe the line of polyurethane or a line of resin, because I'm going to put in my flakes, because I've got gold, silver and copper in the other ones. So I'm going to put all three in this one, like just a small amount, and then I'm going to use all of my flowers. So I have the blue, the purple and the red in here somehow. So I'm going to keep playing with this, and I will come back when I have worked out exactly what I want to do. I've mixed up my resin. I mixed up 85 of A and 80 of B. And I'm going to pour it into this bit. I've made little wells on this side. Hopefully you can see what we're looking at. Bring it down a little bit. I can't push it across because I have another project there that goes with this. So I just take that out from underneath there. So I'm going to just give this a bit of a torch again. It started to warm up nicely. Torch that. Whoops. Oh, nearly dropped my mold that I've been doing. Rightio. So I'm hoping that this will pour into these and not pour through there. Pour it onto the stick. I don't want to use alcohol because I don't want to lift my clay. I might not have made up enough. Hopefully I did. Bugger. I want it to sit on the top of here. I just need a thin layer on the top of it. Whoops, it's starting to go over on this side. That's all I want. It's going over on this side. Just need to raise that a little bit. Lift that up. Hopefully it's not going to leak. Let's just clean that up a bit. I can get that off later on. It's gone around this side. Gonna have to take some of it off. Just gonna scrape some off. It's not working very well, is it? It's better. I don't want it on here. Scrape it off here. Get as much off as I can. Because I want this bit, the polyurethane. Now, I know that it's going to have like little divots in it because it is a cheap mold from Temu, and the bigger the molds, like they have all the little crisscross things on them. They just don't seem to, like they have the divots in them because they don't make the molds very big. Right. Got a little bit of that out. I need to just sit something in the edge of this because I'm not sure whether you can see it in the camera, but it's actually bowing. Just bows out a little bit. Get another one, stick that in there. I had a mold somewhere that I could stick on the other side. Let's push that in there. Just to get that level. There we go. I think that's right. Now I just want to take a little bit more out of this. Then I'm going to have to find something to put my resin into. Scrape that out. Scrape it over there. Like, it's not going to matter if it's overflowed slightly on this side. It adds to the character. Right, so I'm not going to touch that side until I work out what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put the gold mica powder in there, but I just didn't want to touch it yet. So just get rid of some of these bubbles. on the edges. I've had it in my degassing machine, but because it's cold, it just doesn't seem to want to degas, and I'm using the 1-to-1, so because that's all I have at the moment. I haven't worked for a few months because I've had a broken ankle, so I use what I've got. Right, let's get that, and then I'm going to hopefully stick my flowers in there. I was going to do something else with another mold, but I might just have to pour this into it. So I'm just going to pause you for 1 second. Alrighty, I found a dice mold. So I'm just going to pour the excess into the dice mold before it goes too sticky. Pour him in. Oops. I don't think you can see me. I don't think I've got my camera quite centered, but I'm making a mess. Definitely making a mess. Might have to go and find the other dice mold. I just got cheap ones on Temu. That looks pretty cool. And then you do it, and then you put the lid on. So I'll pull you over here a little bit while my resin sets itself up. Pour all that in. Okay. Now I'm just gonna scrape it off a smidge. A scrape. Hopefully that's alright. And then, from what I can gather, you put the lid on. So there's a wide hole there. If I can get it in it. Get in there. And you just sort of push it in around it, from what I can gather. Push all the little button things in. Hopefully you don't have any air bubbles. I think by the looks of it I might. So I just lift it off again and just put a bit more, oopsie, get a bit more in there. Yep, made a mess. Oh well, we'll just see how we go, shall we? Push them all back in there, get the air bubbles out. Doesn't look to be any air bubbles. I think there's one in one of them. Press them down. You can see air bubbles. Right, I'm going to keep playing with this, and then I'll come back when I do the flowers. I'll move you back over there so we can see. Now I'm going to put my flowers in there. So, which way do they go? That way. Should just sit on the top. And that one. Make sure they're up the right way. Oops. And thought I had another long one, but obviously not. A little rose down there. And orange flower. And a bit of blue. That's a pretty one. And my purple, get in there. Going to put that one, I think, up there. Oops, oh, need it over here, don't I? move it over here a little bit. That's better. Okay, now I've got a couple of little pinky colour ones. That one there. And I think you can go there. Oh, it is what it is now. And then I've got my greenery. I'll put you there. Then I might get another piece. Put it up the top. Need to find a shorter piece. I think I can get a shorter piece out of the purple lot. I think. Just pull them out. Tweezers in there. That's a better piece. Chuck that across there like that. Hopefully I've got it around the right way. There we go. Now, since that purple one's hanging out, I'm going to put that in down here. That looks quite pretty. There we go. Beautiful. Stick that back in its bag. Lovely. Right. So as soon as it sets up, which will probably be tomorrow because I like to have this hard before I put the polyurethane over it. Go, push that back in. I don't want that bit there, but there's nothing I can do about it, I think. As long as it hasn't gone into my butterfly, which it has a tiny bit over here. Spray a bit. And then just get it out. There we go. There we are. Might be able to pick it out later on as well. Righty, let's push that back over here a little bit more. Straighten up my sides. Now, hopefully you can see all that. So I have a habit of not turning my video on. Alrighty. I'll be back in a second. Right. This is all cured. It is the next day. So I'm going to just take my foam out. Okay. Got a little bit of overpour here that's lifted, so I will cut that off before I go any further. We'll be a little bit more gentle on this one, I think. There we go, because I lifted the other one when I shouldn't have. Should have just pulled. So I'll just get my tongs. There's a bit of white in there. Let's get that out. Okay. I think it's all out of it because it will actually show up in the end piece. Okay. Just going to pull this out. Oh, that's good because a bit of resin, the overflow, has come up as well. That. Pull that off. I can cut that piece and I can just get a bit of sticky tape and get that resin out because I still haven't quite worked out what I'm doing with the butterfly, but I am thinking that I am going to put some of my clay around here and build up the edges and pour my polyurethane across here and then work out what I'm going to do with my butterfly, because I think, pretty sure I'm going to put a bit of gold powder in through his wings, just in the little bottom bits, so that it sits up. So I'm going to just cut all this off and then get my clay out. Rightio, I've got my clay foam out. It's the Bose. I got it from Amazon. And when you're using it, just make sure you get the air out of it and reseal it properly. Put that to the side. So I've just rolled up a bit of clay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it inside the butterfly. Try and get a little bit of height on it, so that my polyurethane doesn't flow over the top. So I'm going to push that down a little bit, get that in there, push that up. There we go. Use my fingernail to just level it or even it out a bit. Just get this bit a bit higher. Doesn't have to be too high, but it does have to be sealed to the edge. Push that, make sure that sort of the wings are defined really. Push that in. Give that a bit of a push, because I want my... First I'm going to do the polyurethane just in these bits, and then I'm going to do... I think I'll do the top layer when I've actually done my butterfly, so that I have one even colour over the back of it. So I think we're pretty good to go. Now I'm not sure how much to mix up, so I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe 15 and 15 in this one, maybe 20 and 20, and see how I go. Just need to get that bit up a little bit higher. I don't want it running over the top of it. There we go. Rightio. So I'm going to mix up my resin, and I'm going to measure it out, and then I'm going to come back. I've mixed up 25 and 25, or measured out 25 and 25. So I'm just going to wipe off my stick, because I've got a bit on there, and pour it in. So I've just done some coasters, and I had these cups from doing my coasters, so I didn't want to waste them. What I do when I'm doing my polyurethane is I weigh out my single, like my A and my B, and then I pour it into the one cup, so that I'm not accidentally heating it up or doing something wrong while I'm measuring. And I write on there which is which. Alright, that's that. Wipe my finger and mix. So I mix for about a minute until it starts to get warm. I think that this is actually going to be too much looking at it. Maybe I will pour the 50 into this side. I'll see how I go. So scrape down my spoon. Not quite a minute yet. There's a little bit sticking up there. So I've cut off all my little extras. I've got the little drips and things out of the center of this bit. There's probably a little bit more that I could get out, but I'm just going to quickly get that out, really quickly. Get that tiny bit out. And it's starting to warm. It's been just about a minute now. Alright. I will pour in this side. Pour it into there. And I'll pour into this side as well. And see how I go with it. Hopefully it's going to be enough to just cover that bit. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Perfect amount. Come up on the edges there. Get over here. And then I'll scrape the excess into this part. I love how when you turn it over you can see all of the ridges between the white and the clear. Alright, that's it. Not going to touch it anymore. I'll get something and wipe my stick. And then if you want to watch it, I'll put it on time lapse. If not, just fast forward. Okay, it's all cured up now. Didn't take very long. I went and had a cup of coffee while I was waiting. Now, hopefully, I can get this out. Because I have been waiting until this has actually been set. I may have to do that, I think. I might have to let it set up a little bit more. Maybe come back tomorrow. Alright then, pull that bit off. I'm going to have to come back tomorrow when this is a little bit more cured, I think, to get it off. I will just pull the bits off that I can get off. And there we go, that come off easy. Just that bit's a bit soggy, so I'm going to let that go. This is still soft enough for me to reuse, so I might just put it back in its little bag. And what I'm going to do is I was still undecided, but I'm thinking I'm going to put the gold in all the little indents, and then I'm going to clear coat it. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to put some flowers in there or whether I'm just going to clear coat it, do a layer of the coloured, the gold, the silver and the bronze, and then do the layer of white. So I'm going to go and find my paintbrush and I'll be back. Alrighty, found my paintbrush. I think it's just a makeup brush out of my good makeup kit by the looks of it. And so I think I said it earlier, but I'm using Decorative Crude Gold. So I just want to just get it, just tap that off, just get it in the indents. I will wipe the bits that I don't want it in. Up on the sides there, I think. I'll bring it down a little bit. Oh, I nearly spilled it. I'll bring it down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'll just do a little bit and then I will finish doing it. I'll turn you up and finish doing it. So see how I'm getting just in in the little lower bits in there. And just make sure it's even there. I'll get the sides with my wet one, and I shall keep going. Okey-dokey. So I figured out what I'm going to do. So I've put the gold in there, and I'm going to make up my polyurethane and pour it in there so that my little bits of my wings, like the little hearts there, are all going to be the same colour as the polyurethane. So, right, so I've made up 45 and 45. Mix them in there. I wasn't going to put all the, like the gold, the powder, all the way up to the top of the mold, but I decided that it doesn't matter what color I put in behind it then, whether I do just a dark resin, or maybe like just put a white resin in there behind it, and then I will back the whole thing with the polyurethane. Because even though I thought it didn't go white originally when I did my original ones, I am learning more about it. Learning like the mix times and the setting up times. When I think it's like it's warm enough, usually it hasn't been. So I will get better at doing this, and because like if I use the polyurethane, I can within about a half an hour I can actually pour my resin in on top of it, and it's not going to affect it. Because I had thought about putting a couple of tiny little flowers in there, but I think my flowers are just fine where they are. And then I'll have the golden cream or golden off-white polyurethane. I'm loving how you can do something and have it totally different to what everybody else does. So it's starting to warm up in my hand now really, really well. I'll just make sure the sides are scraped. Scrape it down. It's actually getting quite hot in my hand, really quite hot, and you can actually feel it thickening up. That's really super hot now in my hand, so I'm going to pour that in there, get it all there, make sure it's up in my wings, pour it up in my wings, get him up there. Okay, there we go. Make sure it's all covered. Beautiful, that's covered it beautifully. So that's about halfway up the butterfly. So then I think if I make up probably, oops, stop doing it. If I make up about 100 mils, because that was 45 and 45, so that was 90. So if I make up about 100, maybe 105, it'll come to this level here, and that's where I want it to go. And then I'll do like another little bit of polyurethane on the top of it, and then I will have the whole thing exactly the same level with one top coat, like one back coat of polyurethane. So I'm just going to, might have left it a bit too late to torch now because I've been yapping, but like you can see how it goes white. I just love how fast this sets up. I'm just going to spray my stirrer and give it a wipe before it sets up. Okay, so I'm going to get my my normal resin out and get that all organised, and by the time that's all set properly, my resin will be degassed and ready to go. This is set. It's cooled down enough for me to pour my white in. Now I have put a little bit of burnt umber Montmartre acrylic ink in it, just to make it the off-white, so that it's in behind. Like, not it's going to make any difference. You're not going to see it. Just get some of these bubbles out. Just give it a bit more of a mix, just to make sure all this white is mixed in and all of this colour is mixed in. I did stop mixing it about probably 10 minutes ago and let it sit. So I'm just giving it a gentle stir. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to pour that in. So it looks pretty similar to what I've got there. Just get it in the little antennas as well. Get it down in there. Pour it in. Okay, so I ended up making up about 105 grams. So 55 of A and 50 of B. Okay. Oh, that is just about perfect where it's come to. It's coming right up to where the actual tray starts. So that is awesome. Okay, just give that a bit more of a mix because I can see a little bit of the edges. Not that it matters because you are not going to see it, but I would just want to get as much in here as I can get in. Scrape it all out. I don't want to waste it because it is Let's Resin, and I only have a small amount of it left. There we go, job done. So I will come back when I am ready for the next step, and probably be, I dare say it's not going to be until tomorrow morning that I do the next step. It's actually been quite a beautiful day today. For the middle of winter, we've got, in my backyard it's 22 degrees. So it's been a glorious day, and my stuff is all set up beautifully. It doesn't take as long when it's a warm day, but I will cover this, I will leave it overnight, and then we'll come back and I'll get all this stuff off my fingers. It's the next day again. We're on day 3, so I have weighed out, measured out my polyurethane, and I've got 33 of A and 33 of B. Okay, scrape that out. I have put the A and B on my cups. I mean, one's yellow and one's clear, but doesn't matter. I still like to do it just in case. Rightio, let's start mixing and see how we go today. It is warmer again today. So it's about 11 o'clock in the morning and it's 20 degrees outside, which is highly unusual for winter in Adelaide. So this set up really well, this resin underneath. which you're not going to be able to see anyway. I probably should have made it higher and come up to this bit, but I wanted all the same colour because you can still see a little bit here. So keep mixing. I should have actually got to that with a little bit of alcohol and tried to get that gold off. I'm just going to keep mixing for a second, and I'm just going to quickly put a bit of alcohol onto my cloth here and just quickly wipe the edges of that off, just to get that gold off. Right, now it's getting nice and warm. You can actually feel it thickening up when you're doing it. Now a little bit more. Yep, getting quite hot. Okay, now I'm going to pour it up into his antenna, get it up there. Sure it's all in up there. Hopefully it brings it up just about level with it. Doesn't matter if it goes a little bit over, I'd prefer it to go a little bit over. Rightio, that's that step done. See how quickly it sets up today. There we go, hopefully it won't be too slow today. It's got a bit of a bubble on the edge there. Okay, all good. I'm just going to wipe this excess off here. Yeah, got that. And I'm going to leave it and we're going to let it set up, and then I'm going to come and do the top part of it. Alrighty, I've decided to pour a little bit into this just to make it all the one colour when I'm doing the top coat. So I've been mixing for about a minute. It's starting to get quite hot. There we go. Hopefully you can see this. Mainly want to get it over the flowers. And I should have put another flower in here, but I just don't have time now. Have I got time to chuck a flower in? Highly unlikely, but we will get a white and a blue and just pop them in there and just see what this does, whether it sits in there. Go, it's just going to sit on there. Look at that. Bring that down the edge. Beautiful. Scoop it out. Oh, no, don't. It's starting to get thick now. Alrighty. This time I have mixed up. I think I did 70 and 70. Oh, the wind's coming up always the way when I've got a half a dozen projects on the go. So it's warming up now. It's been about probably a minute and a half since I started stirring. Can feel it thickening up. Okay, just going to pour it on up into the antenna. Get up there. it in there. Hopefully I don't have to do another coat, but I will be doing a clear coat of resin over the top. Come on, get in there, get in there. Just going to push it across before it starts to set. Get over there. Just quickly move that across. Get that right to the edge. Here we go. Okay. Give it a torch. Into some of these bubbles that I've made. And hopefully it's all good. You can actually see it setting up. Okay, hopefully I haven't got the different colours, which I really didn't want. But I do have enough room, I think, to put maybe another little coat on, because it's not really that even. Oh, yeah, it's down here that it's not as even as this end. Alright, I'll come back when this is done. Okay, it's all cured. I'm so excited. So it's not quite even there, but it's even there. So if I wanted to, I could top that up, but then I'm going to have a line, and I don't want a line in it. So let's flip this out. Bit of overpour, which that comes off easy. Right, hopefully you can see me. I have got my other coasters on the go on the side there, so a little bit of a tight spot. There we go. Pull that off. That side. Actually, I've pulled it over the edge, so gonna come off. Might hit that with the heat gun. Oh no, it's just an overpull. All good. Right. So, flick out the butterfly. Careful of his little antennas there. Actually, if I turn it over, ooh, can you see through that? That's looking amazing. Get his antenna off. There we go. Lift that up. Pull out the gold bit. There we go. Lift him off. Why is it not coming off? Get it out. And get that bit out. Why is it stuck? Because I didn't torch that bit there. It's just stuck on the polyurethane. Alright, that's got him. Hopefully it hasn't ruined the mould. Alright. Ready? Go. Oh my god. Now I need somewhere to put the mould. Wow, wow, wow. That is amazing. That looks so cool. That's so cool. I'm so excited. Wow, wow, wow. Like I knew, I don't know whether you can see, the ripples, pick him up. See that there's ripples in him? Like I knew that that would be there because that's what you get with the Temu molds. So that's fine. I am going to put a top coat on him just to level it out, just in case you put something on there and it slips a bit. But look at that, can you see that? I took a little bit, like a little while to get that, and made sure that there was no gold on there. And then there's the gold down the edge. That's a little bit of the polyurethane, I think, that's just gone over the edges. But if I want to, I can just hit that with a bit of UV resin and just paint it gold. But like, unless you go on like that with the mold, you're not going to know. But I'm so glad that I decided to paint all of that part. That's a bit close, but I will get that with the UV resin. That was obviously where I didn't quite get with the gold, or maybe I moved the mold. I probably moved the mold when I was about to pour that layer in between, but otherwise that's really fabulous. I am so excited about that. So here we'll go on my kitchen table with these. And there we go. So I've top coated this one. I haven't top coated this one yet because it's a seconds mold, so it's got marks. So I will top coat it. I will try and get out whatever that is in it, and I will have a beautiful set for when I have visitors. I'm absolutely in love with this. That just looks amazing. So thank you so much for watching. This has been like a trilogy of videos. So I've got my 3 sets of coaster molds that I've made videos for, and I've got my piece de resistance, my butterfly tray. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the polyurethane and the resin together. So I absolutely love it. I love the color it's turned out. I did originally think it should have been like a more of a white, but this it's stunning. It really is stunning. So thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think. Thank you to all my lovely subscribers. I really appreciate you. And be safe.